Hi, welcome to the Life Compass Academy. Do you know that failure can be part of your process for successfully losing weight? Do you know that? Tell me, how do you feel when you plan out what you're going to do? Like you start a day, right? And you plan to eat maybe 3 or 5 servings of veggies, and then you end up eating nothing. Do you know that that experience can be part of your process of losing weight successfully? Do you know that? Yes, it can be. It can be part of the process for you if you do a few things. Okay, do you know that obstacles that are holding you back from losing weight after you've made your resolution to lose weight? Do you know the obstacles? Sorry, do you know what's holding you back? Maybe you've been having a difficult time consistently eating 4 to 5 servings of fruits and veggies per meal. 4 or 5 servings per meal or per day. Per meal is what we're dealing with right now. Do you know? So the thing is, if you plan to do 4 or 5 servings and you're not doing it, instead of getting mad at yourself, condemning yourself, saying you're a failure, you can never lose weight, this never works for me, this compass method for weight loss or relentless weight loss or other things I've been sharing with you for your journey to wellness, that is not going to work. No, that's the wrong answer. Don't blame yourself. You're not alone. This is a good time to check your progress in your weight loss for the year. If since the beginning of the year, right? Where are you at? Have you actually lost weight? How do you know? Weigh yourself. When was the last time you weighed yourself? Okay? With only 4 months, you can still recover. A lot of people who already plan to lose weight have already given up. They've said it's not working and gone back to whatever they were doing. If you haven't weighed yourself in a long time, this is a good time to do so. Weigh yourself and find out where you are at. Personally, I recommend weighing yourself at least once a week. That way you can keep an eye on what's going on and see the trend. And this is one of the ways you can easily find out what are you doing differently that is making you lose weight. As an example, if you find out that you're not eating the 4 to 5 veggies you're supposed to eat every day or with every meal, and you're only eating 1 or 2, then you know what? You can add some more to it and see. Because the more fibers, the more fruits you eat, you're going to feel full without gaining that extra weight. That's the good thing about veggies and fruits if you do them regularly. Okay? So, but if you're weighing yourself every week, you'll have a trend. You can even graph it, make a graph out of it, weight, this day, and then just see the pattern. Once you see it climbing up, then you ask yourself, what have I been doing differently? If you're not sure, what you could do is you can do the 72-hour food audit. I mean, this is one of the basic things we do at Dollar Compass Academy. When we want to start before you start trying to make any change to your life or to your lifestyle, you need to find out where you're at, or you need to find out the factors that could be contributing to it, which is why we recommend you start with that food audit and you can actually continue with it. Like in this example, instead of feeling bad that you're not doing the 4 to 5 veggies and fruits per meal, you can actually do a food audit and see what it's been like for you. What's holding you up, what's holding you down. That's one thing you could do. Do you know that failure can be a good thing, right? Why? It will tell you what you need to do to make an adjustment. It will tell you the patterns that are not working. It might even link some things to you. What if you discover that anytime you get upset and you're stressed out, right? That's when you go for carbs more, processed food like bread, maybe drink more soda, or maybe even drink some other things like beer, just because you're upset. And then what's happening? That's when you gain more weight or you have less discipline, less control over what you're eating and how you want to eat it. So the fact that you failed to do what you wanted to do in this circumstance can become an advantage for you. That's why I say that, do you know that failure can be a good thing? If you have failed to lose weight because you haven't been adding fruits and veggies, this is just a follow up to the example I'm giving, to your daily meal, then you can easily and successfully begin to lose weight by adding fruits and veggies. You don't have to start with 5 or 4 or 5. You can start with 1 or 2 or 2 or 3. Just make sure you add them per meal. If it makes worth taking 1 banana, 1 apple, 1 orange, per meal, that's 3 servings already, right? Or you just scoop, some veggies, some colorful vegetables is what is recommended, right? Add that to your meal. Maybe spinach, maybe more than that, a number of things you could add. Do you add fruits and veggies without cutting down on your food portion? Well, if you do that, you're not going to lose as much weight as you would love to, you know, because there's a mistake people make sometimes, and I think we all make it. This whole thing about losing weight, gaining weight, we have to remember it's all about movement of energy, right? Energy in, and then if you take more than you use, the rest is going to have to be stored. So that's what's going to lead to weight gain. So that's just a simple way of looking at it. I mean, I've actually had blogs or other videos where I've gone into more detail on this, the relationship between what you eat and how much weight you gain and the changes you can make. So if you're stressed out, do you now resort to taking carbs or pleasure fruits, things that will make you feel good about yourself, but just keep on adding weight, and they don't really help you in terms of managing weight, but you feel good when you eat them. Check your situation and find out which one applies to you, whether it's fruits and veggies, whether it's adding nuts, like almonds, or even some yogurt to what you're eating. Personally, I find that sometimes I simply need to take a break from doing everything right. That's in terms of eating right. There's some days when you just can't put your finger on it. You can't eat right that day. You can't stick to your 4 to 5 veggies. You can't stick to your more plants or more veggies than fruits. Everything just goes out the window. But it's just for one day. It's not a new pattern, so you can recover. Yes, that's why I ask, what? You don't do everything right? I mean, who does everything right all the time, right? What, when this happens, that's when you have a break. Excuse me, when you discover that you're not eating, you need when you see yourself taking a break from simply doing everything right, you know, you can, you might find yourself eating more carbs and cookies. How this mood or how this pattern, how this change in habit or phase, how long does it last for? How long will it last for? For me, typically, this lasts until I weigh myself the next morning. Once I weigh myself the next day, I find myself, I remind myself of why I wanted to lose weight in the first place, which was to protect my health and increase my vitality. And I just realized, you know what, eating this way, in this pattern, is not going to do it. So sometimes what I do is I start, eating more oranges, more bananas, and more peanuts, and sometimes almonds. I just go for those, right away to try to make up, At other times, I tell myself the best approach is probably to do intermittent fasting. So you start the morning with not eating anything, and you wait till around 12 or 1, So overnight fasting, not overnight, sorry, early morning, So you eat your last meal at night, around 10. I mean, no, that's not the time to eat your meal. Okay, 8 o'clock, whatever time, okay. And then you don't eat again. You don't eat in the morning, you eat in the afternoon, right? That's one pattern. I mean, if you want, you can do afternoon and then evening, whichever one works for you. But what I do find though is intermittent fasting is my secret weapon for managing my weight. Even if I'm not losing as much as I would love to, I'm not gaining more than I want, okay? Because I do intermittent fasting. And it's almost like a habit now, So sometimes I can do it 5 times in a week. Sometimes it's 3 times, but I definitely do it, and it's been a game changer in terms of managing my weight and my physical wellness, because there's so many benefits, so many things I've personally noticed that it's helped me do. But I'm not going into that. And all I'm going to say is, when you find out that you failed and you want to make that failure, or be part of your process for successfully losing weight, intermittent fasting is one of the things you can do. Okay. But remember to check with your doctor or your healthcare provider before you start fasting, just to make sure it's safe for you, because those are the experts that have a personal knowledge of yourself and of the things you need, So it will be good to make sure you touch base with them and know what to do. For more tips and strategies on how you can make failure part of your process for successfully losing weight and improving your physical wellness, hey, sign up for the Dollar Compass Wellness Challenge. Okay? Yes, sign up. I'll put this link on the description for you if you're watching this on YouTube. But if you're getting it on the blog, you can just click on it, and then go to the Dollar Compass Academy and sign up. It's just a weekly subscription, but I share so much more with you on the dimensions of health. There are 9 dimensions and different ways and different things that can affect it, and different ways you can keep your eye on that goal of yours, which is, of course, to stay healthy, right? To stay rejuvenated, and to improve all dimensions of wellness in your life. All right. Hey, subscribe. I'll see you next time.